So the question I always get is, well, this is great, but what the hell am I going to do with all this power, right? Oftentimes, these locations, you're taking a pressure cut and generating power in the middle of nowhere. Think about some of the interconnects. I can't tell you how many farms I've driven to in the middle of Indiana where there aren't even any power lines, right? And so this was something we had to think long and hard about. And there's actually some really exciting opportunities that came about, right? So we think about the Turboexpander generator here, and you're going to generate power. One really exciting option that's come about, and my co-hosts up here have spoken about it before, is the opportunity to generate clean hydrogen, right? They spoke about gray hydrogen, they spoke about blue hydrogen. I've heard people talk about purple hydrogen. I don't know where we fall on the hydrogen color spectrum, but I will say that we're carbon-free power going into producing hydrogen at the point of blending back into the pipeline. And we're working on a project like this right now in the state of New York with a gas transmission company there, and we're working on securing New York Power Authority funding on that project as we speak. The second option, which is sort of your kind of standard approach, is to sell the power into the grid. And depending on what the local regulation is, sometimes those utilities make it easy to put green electrons onto the grid. In most cases, they make it quite hard to put green electrons onto the grid, despite common rhetoric in the space. So another option there to put it onto the grid, but that wouldn't necessarily be what we would prefer. We would prefer to use it behind the meter at a big plant or at a power plant, or in the case where there is no captive load at the site, there's also the opportunity to pair the Turboexpander with a data center. Now, this data center, it's a modular remote data center, small in footprint, can do a variety of things. Everything from run the Internet of Things to mine for Bitcoin. The point is, you are able to, in a very quick, seamless way, monetize your power, right? Now, there are some companies who said, we're not interested in this. We want to actually sell those green electrons onto the grid because it adheres to our corporate sustainability mandate, which is great. We're able to work with you on that. However, this, we've found, is one of the best ways to actually monetize the power that you're generating at this site, all while isolating our customer from anything regarding the price of Bitcoin, because Anax assumes all of that risk and just guarantees a power purchase agreement to the pipeline customer. Last note I wanted to make on this page is that in the case of the hydrogen and in the case of the data center, you are actually creating a tremendous amount of heat at these pressure regulating stations. So we think about some of the boilers that we have at these sites. This is an opportunity to get away from burning natural gas in those boilers to create heat that you need in the letdown process, and actually use the waste heat off of the electrolyzers or the data centers back in the gas stream through heat exchangers. So it's a super efficient system that we're able to create with the addition of a Turboexpander and a data center.